Hi everyone, my name's Michael and this is Mark, and together we are the Knox Grammar Senior School ICT integration team. Today we're going to look at some of the tools and platforms we use at Knox to integrate virtual reality technology into the curriculum.
Our focus is to support teaching and learning by presenting new and innovative technologies that enhance the delivery of content so our students can develop new ways to understand and recall information.
So virtual reality, or VR, provides new forms and methods of visualization, drawing on the strengths of visual representations. It provides an alternative method for presentation of material. In some instances, VR can be more accurate or can more accurately illustrate features and processes better than other means. For example, by allowing extreme close-up examinations of an object, observation from a great distance, and observation and examination of areas and events unavailable by other means.
Virtual reality is becoming more of a mainstream medium for business and government organisations. Many organisations such as universities and museums already have appropriate VR tours and materials available for students. We believe it is important to provide our students with access to the types of technologies they will come across once they leave Knox.
Our journey into VR began with the implementation of Google Cardboard and the students' smartphones. That has since expanded into the use of branded VR headsets and a 360-degree virtual reality space called the Igloo.
We'd like to now run through some of our VR tools we use here at Knox in order to support curriculum outcomes and the learning and retention for our students. As with any successful ICT-focused program, integration can only be as good as the initiatives that allow for their existence. At Knox, across each stage of learning, we run a series of integrated learning tasks called ILAs. These tasks are cross-curricular in nature and allow students to engage in a project that requires them to critically analyse authentic world issues using their knowledge from a variety of different faculties.
For example, the Year 8 ILA saw our boys journey to Mars to build a sustainable Mars colony. This mission gave students an opportunity to see the synergy that exists between subjects and to realise their interconnectedness to real-life experiences. With students involved in a video link-up with scientists from the Johnson Space Centre in Houston, an integration of mathematics, science, English technology, language and coding into the project, it was interesting to view the students' final products developed using the virtual reality program called CoSpaces. Secondly, in stage 5, our boys have the opportunity to study with the new iSTEM course, a course that specifically looks to integrate technologies in its curriculum. They use CoSpaces to develop escape rooms.
We decided to use CoSpaces as it allowed our students to create virtual solutions to a variety of problems quickly and easily. CoSpaces has several advantages that we thought were useful for these projects. Firstly, the initial learning curve for teachers and students is not significant. However, if students want to, they can really begin to develop much more sophisticated examples using CoSpaces. 2, students can work in teams within the platform. And 3, students can access their work via a laptop or view completed work on compatible VR headsets. Here are some examples of some of the work from our boys in the Year 8 ILA task, Mission to Mars. Recently, Knox Grammar installed a 360-degree learning space called an Igloo. We like to refer to the Igloo as the classroom of the future. With 5 projectors stretched onto a wall, students can watch 360-degree videos that are either purchased as specific assets come from YouTube VR or are assets that are created here at Knox with a 360-degree camera.
The Igloo allows us to stream video content in surround sound, use Google Maps for field trips, showcase game development work such as Unity, or display individual web pages for content such as polls or images. Both students and teachers can display their work as necessary. The Igloo has been a very popular tool to engage both students and teachers alike, as the skills required to set up and run the platform are not beyond the scope of most educators. As you can see, we've been able to integrate this technology into many faculties across a variety of academic stages. Here's a video of one of our language teachers talking about their use of the Igloo in their classroom.
So recently we've been doing a unit on, well, we looked very briefly at the end of last term about Bastille Day. Is what we call it, Bastille, so the French national holiday. And I noticed the kids were having real trouble connecting what I was telling them about the aristocracy and the lavish lifestyle and the amount of disparity between the rich and the poor, eating grass when the wheat crops failed. And they were really struggling to make that connection between what I was telling them and the reality of it. So over the holiday break, I thought, well, how can I make this more relevant to them? How can I get them to actually understand and really make a connection with what happened? And I thought, I'll bring them in here. And so we did a virtual tour of the Versailles Palace. And they were just sitting in there, surrounded by this opulence of this palace. And it just absolutely blew their mind. Because short of actually going there and physically seeing that space, which obviously we can't do at the moment anyway, but is beyond most of those words at that age, it's the next best thing. And it really helps make a connection between what they're hearing in class and what we're wanting them to think about, but then tying it to as close to a physical reality as possible, because they can actually experience it in 360 and make the link between the syllabus and real life. So the Igloo is fantastic because it allows me to be in there with them. We do use the virtual reality headsets. So for example, if I want the boys to go and have a look at the Eiffel Tower, we can have them hovering in mid-air above that and they can look around. They get a real feel for sort of the aesthetics of Paris, for example. They can get a sense of the size of the Eiffel Tower. They can have a look at the actual physical construction of it. But it's absolutely no substitute for being in that space with them. So I can sit down, I can direct their eyes to various points. We were using Google Street View, which allows us to go actually inside the palace as well as outside of it. So we were able to have a look at the gardens and the walls and the ceilings and all of the flooring. And I'm in control of that space. And if the boys go, oh, what's that over there? Then I'm in there with them, and I can talk to what they're physically seeing in front of them. Plus, they're immersed in that space. It's a 360 view. And they can look all around themselves and get a real sense still of what it would be like to actually be standing physically in that space, which obviously AR and VR do as well, but I'm not in that room with them at the same time. So it allows me to be beside that learning.
Without doubt, virtual reality headsets have come a long way towards putting this incredible technology into the hands of many. From humble beginnings, there are a number of significant players within the current market, and Facebook's recent purchase of Oculus perfectly illustrates how valuable this space has become. Thankfully, this competition has driven down the cost of headset ownership, so for less than $600, you can have a very capable headset for your own personal use. Many schools have purchased VR headsets for use within their classrooms, and we too have found enormous benefit for their use here at Knox.
Some of the drawbacks for VR headsets include there is limited content available for viewing, and what is available may not be suitable or relevant to everyone. Due to rapidly developing technologies, VR headsets can become obsolete quickly, meaning schools are constantly needing to update. New content is continuously being developed, but at this stage it can still be quite expensive. And some users suffer motion sickness when wearing the headsets. Something to consider when integrating VR headsets into a lesson is that the viewer is alone and unable to share their experience with others. Therefore, our suggested learning model for this technology, which we have found works quite well, is to ask teachers to pre-prepare a worksheet based on the content students are viewing. While one student is in the headset, his partner asks questions and writes down answers based on their other partner's observations and experience. After a while, they swap and continue on with this process.
With XSpaces, students and teachers can go anywhere in the world. Virtual reality allows for the transformation of traditional learning in classrooms into an interactive and out of this world immersive learning environment. It can take students from the macro to the micro and provide teachers with a way of showing content that can be very hard for students to visualize. In collaboration with the iHub's VR content provider SmartStone, the school has developed a campus within virtual reality known as the Knoxvirtual Academy. This is a space that allows for learning, collaboration, and creativity within various virtual reality spaces. These include a lecture space, breakout classrooms, and a gallery. Teachers can immerse themselves with students into these environments. In this example, a Knox biology teacher is demonstrating how XSpaces can be used to show the inside of a cell. The 360-degree video duplicates the inner workings of a cell, and the teacher is able to bring up augmented reality objects for her students to investigate. Any 360-degree YouTube video or 360-degree clip can be imported into XSpaces. We have also teamed up with Mel Science, who are converting much of their impressive headset VR content into 360-degree videos that can be explored within XSpaces.
Although the Knoxvirtual Academy is a virtual space, the environment is accessible via VR headsets, tablets, SmartStones, and laptops. This means students don't have to be immersed within the VR environment via a headset, although the experience works better when they are. The environment can be accessed and explored using various devices. Students are also able to upload their own content into XSpaces and explore their worlds. Students in our iHub co-curricular club have uploaded environments built in Unity. Unity is a cross-platform game engine. XSpaces allows a teacher and other students to navigate a student's world together as a group. Imagine a geography student building their own biome and the class walking, flying through it together in VR while the students discuss the environment. Perhaps one of XSpace's more important capabilities is that it allows a teacher to pre-record content using 360 video and AR objects. Students can then view the learning object in their own time and fully interact with the pre-recorded VR environment. It's important to note that we do not see XSpaces as a replacement for the classroom. Students should not be in VR for a 50-minute lesson. Classes would run as they normally do. However, there may be stages throughout a lesson where the students and teachers access XSpaces to better understand hard to visualize concepts, such as an atom, or for example, to visit and explore and learn about cities such as Paris or Rome. The ability for schools to collaborate and work together on projects using XSpaces is another example of how this technology can change the look of the current educational landscape.
In conclusion, virtual reality has made and will continue to make an impact on how content is taught within the curriculum moving forward. Accessibility to this type of technology is increasing and will continue to drive adoption within schools as cost is driven down and educationally specific content production ramps up. Virtual reality has a unique ability to help students understand and draw conclusions about content at both the macro and micro levels. Research also suggests that a student's ability to recall content displayed using VR is significantly enhanced.
It's important to note that for effective integration to take place, curriculum design must see the use of VR as an effective tool for learning, and the teachers must ensure that there is also an active task to assist this learning, as opposed to content retention being simply passive. Virtual reality has a bright and exciting future in education. It will take students on learning journeys that we can only imagine, and build a cohort of students who are well placed to create and collaborate using authentic and current technology. Thank you so much.